Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thanks so much for the few Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing the brand new Laphroaig Cairdeas 2023, which is called White Port and Madeira. Comes in, and we're in the U.S. here now. We're in 700 milliliter bottles. Okay, so that's becoming more prevalent. This particular release comes in at 52.3% ABV. There's no mention whether it's cask strength or not. There's no mention whether it's been chill filtered, and there's no mention if there's no coloring added. So we can assume that it might not be cask strength. We can assume that it might not be, that it may be chill filtered, and we can assume that there may be some coloring added. There's no information on any of that, either on the tube or the bottle. It's a NAS, non-age statement, and it retails for around $100 in my area. John Campbell, who used to be the master distiller of Laphroaig, moved on to Laphroaig, and now we have as the master distiller Barry McCaffer's. And so this is Barry McCaffer's first Cairdeas release, okay, from Laphroaig. Speaking of the tube and the bottle, there's some minor conflicting information, okay? So I'm just not gonna read it all, but it's relevant. So I'm gonna start off with the tube. And interesting too, so they call this White Port and Madeira, but it's mostly Madeira, so I thought maybe they should have put Madeira first. However, on the tube, it reads, 3/4 of the whiskey is matured in second fill Madeira casks, releasing the smoky, spicy, sweet fruit flavors from these special barrels. The final quarter has been finished in first fill port casks. The majority of these are white port, adding a hint of crisp fruit and deep woodiness to the flavor. So they're alluding that there is some red port in here, whether it's, ruby, we're not sure. So, but it's mostly white. So, but what's interesting though, in the tube, it says 3/4 of this is matured in Madeira casks. The final quarter has been finished in first fill port casks. Okay, so now we go to the bottle, and the bottle slightly contradicts that in the language. This says 3/4 of the liquid is finished in second fill Madeira casks to release a complex richness tempered by the final quarter coming from first fill port casks with their sweet woody notes. So it mentions that 3/4 of this on the bottle, it says here that it's finished in second fill Madeira, and it doesn't mention whether it's finished or matured with the final quarter. So anyway, I found that interesting. I think, I don't know, who knows, maybe two different departments. The writers for the tube, the writers for the bottle, maybe they didn't get together. And you're asking, John, what's this bottle here? This is going to be my next, I'm in the process over the course of the year to be reviewing some wines that make up finishing. And so the first one I did was several weeks ago, and that was a port. Very sweet, desserty. So the second one I'll be reviewing at some point is this Blandy's Madeira from Portugal. And they call it a medium dry Madeira. This is also quite sweet, and it's recommended as a dessert wine or an aperitif. It's not as sweet as the previous port that I reviewed, but it is sweet and dessert-like. So you can look forward to getting a full review on that. So yeah, so this just came out. I just opened it a few days ago, and I shared the neck pour with a couple of my buddies who really aren't Scotch guys. And the neck pour was a bit harsh. Okay, now we had been, celebrating quite a bit during the day, but they they choked and gagged on it. But I did find the neck pour myself a bit harsh, but it's relaxed and really opened up in just such a short, brief time here. I'm really enjoying this, and it's going to be a good review. And this is one of my, this is my favorite Laphroaig Cairdeas in the last few years. I never had their Fino, but pretty much everything after that, the triple cask, their PX, they had a wine and something else I released, but I felt most of those, as good as they were, the wine notes took a little more of a front seat, whereas this offering, it's more integrated and well balanced. So yeah. Yeah, let's get on with the review. Okay, the nose has a lot going on. You're getting some vanilla. A little bit of that barnyard funk is in there. A little bit of cigarette ash. A little bit of candy cigarettes. The fruits are there. A little bit of spearmint. It's rich and complex. There's a lot to discover here. Again, a little bit of spearmint. A little bit of chalkiness, and as far as medicinal, there is that hint. I mean, I've really become acclimated to peat, so it doesn't affect me like it would most others, but there is a little bit of medicinal band-aid note in there, but not nowhere near as prominent as a Laphroaig tannin or a Laphroaig cask strength. Okay, it's very nice. All right, let's go on the palate. Nice mouthfeel. The fruits are there. It's got a slight sweetness, but it transitions into a dryness, not astringent. There's that slight sweetness lingers on your tongue. There's a slight oak spice in there, wood spice, but again, very well integrated. It's not prominent. This is really, really, really well done. The Laphroaig here is complementing the wine influence here, and both of these is complementing this. They're really, really working nice together. A little bit of that farmyard funk is in there as well. The finish is leading into the long, really. It's a medium to long finish. And you're left with a little bit of dryness and a little bit of salinity. And for those who dismiss salinity in whiskey, I'm certainly no expert, but John Campbell, I've heard him in an interview, and he says 100%. He was talking about his time at Laphroaig. He was there for 20-something odd years, I think maybe even 26 years, a long time. He said salinity is detectable from age 6 till, I believe, 13 years. Between 6 and 13 years, he says the salinity is definitely detectable. So I would say it's here. It's a non-age statement. I'm not detecting any youth per se, and it's not overly smoky and peaty again. But I'm used to that. So I think if you've never had a lot of experience with smoky peaty whiskeys, this might be a little bit of, have a little more oomph and balls than you're used to. But for me, I'm really, really enjoying this. Um, mm, um, and I played around with water. I didn't drown it, but I put a few drops in, some earlier samples, and it swims well with a few drops. Again, I haven't drowned it or anything like that. Um, I'm really, really enjoying this. I would definitely buy another bottle of this for sure. Um, Score wise, this is a solid 88 to 89 for me. Um, yeah, yep. Um, yeah, I don't want to go on too much longer. I think we've covered it all. Um, Hope you enjoyed the review. Give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thanks to all my Patreons. And hats off to you all, folks, and take care.